Hi, how are you today?
Good, you?
Good. So this next part of our exam, we're going to be doing some food trials. So during this, we're going to be looking at your swallowing and how things are going for you with that. And we'll be looking at, throughout it, I'll be checking your voice quality and making sure that there's no coughing or any other signs that something is going wrong with your swallowing. And we'll be trying lots of different types of solids and liquids to kind of test out how things go with those, and we'll be presenting them in different ways. So we'll be doing spoons and straws, kind of testing out all that different stuff. And also, I just want to let you know, so sometimes I'll be putting my fingers kind of on your throat area like this during some of those swallows, just to make sure that the structures are moving correctly and checking that out. So just so you know, I will be doing that. So we have some diced strawberries, a turkey sandwich, and some yogurt, and then some liquids here. Do you have any questions before we get started at all?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll start out with just plain water. So that will be our thin liquid right here. And we'll be trying out different ways, but we'll be starting out with just this small spoon. So we'll start out small. And for this first one, I would just like to use my fingers to kind of feel how that's going. So I'll present this to you. Alright, there you go. Alright, perfect. Now we'll do a little bit of a bigger spoon. Again, just doing water again here. Alright. Alright, and how did that go for you?
Good.
Good? Going well? Okay, so since that's going well, I'll hold the glass for this sip, and I'll just have you take a sip of the water like regular. Alright, that looks good. So now I'll have you do one sip, controlling it yourself, and I'll do my hand placement on here. Nice. Okay. And now, since that's going well, we can move on to the straw. So, there we go. And how did that go for you?
Good.
Good? Okay. So now what I'm going to have you do is kind of called a sequential sip. So I'm going to have you use the straw, and you can just kind of take one sip after another. Alright. Did that go okay too?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. So now we're going to move on to something called honey thick liquids. So it's called honey thick liquid because it's just a little bit more thicker than regular liquids, like just plain water, and it's thickened to the consistency of honey. So we're going to go through that same progression, starting out with using the spoon and then eventually moving to that straw. So it'll kind of look similar just with this thicker liquid. Alright, so I'm going to get our scoop here of the small spoon, and I'm going to put my hand here to just feel how things are going. Alright, and how did that thickened liquid go for you?
It was good.
Felt good? Okay. And if there's any issues too throughout, you can let me know.
Yep.
Alright, so get a little bit of a bigger spoon. Okay. Alright, and now do this. Alright, and I'm gonna put my hand down there for this one too. Okay, everything's feeling good with this one too. So you can go ahead and take a sip on your own of that honey thick liquid. Alright, and then we'll do the straw. Okay, and how is that going?
Good.
Good? Okay. So now I'll have you do the sequential sips again. So taking one sip after another of this honey thick liquid, and I'm gonna feel how that's going with my hand here too. All right, perfect. Okay, so those liquids seem to go well, so we will move on to our solid. So the first solid that we have here is our yogurt. And so with this, with the solids, I'm going to have you open your mouth before you swallow it. And after you chew it, if you have to chew it at all. This one you probably won't have to really chew because it's more of a softer solid, just so that I can see it and make sure that the placement in your mouth is correct. And occasionally I'll ask to look in your mouth after the swallow too, so I have my flashlight here for that, just to make sure that there isn't food left over or anything like that.
So I'm going to chew, but then right before I swallow, I'm showing you?
Yep, you got it. So we will start out with this small spoon, and like I said, with this one you won't really have to chew because there's nothing to chew with our yogurt, really. But you will have to collect it there. Okay, so. Alright, and then I'll take a look. Okay. Now you can just swallow it as normal. Alright. And now we will do a little bit of our bigger spoon here. Alright, so I'll put this in, and then we'll take a look. Okay, and then I'm going to put my hand on there. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to do our rounded spoon. So it's a little bit of a different one. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna take a look. Okay, and then I'm gonna feel that. Alright, and how did that one go? You can use this napkin too. That one went okay?
Yep.
Can I take a look in your mouth too to make sure that there's no residue after you swallowed there? Okay, perfect. Alright, so now we'll just use this one, and you can take your own bite of the yogurt. And then I'll take a look. Okay. Nice. And how do you feel like that went overall with the yogurt?
Good.
Felt pretty good?
Yep.
Alright, no issues there?
Nope.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to diced strawberries. So these are considered a mechanical soft food because they're a little bit, they require a little bit more chewing than obviously yogurt. And we'll go through those same procedures with just starting out with the small spoon and then making our way to the bigger spoon. So let's see here. So we'll start out with this small spoon. And again, before you swallow, I'll take a look in your mouth. Alright. And then I'm going to put my hand here to kind of feel how that's going. Okay. How did the strawberries go for you on that first
It was good.
try? Good? Okay. So, put some strawberries on our bigger spoon. There you go. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to take a look in your mouth again after that to make sure that everything was cleared. Yep, looks good. Okay, so now we'll go on to the rounded spoon. Okay. Now can you swallow? Okay, perfect. So, now I'll have you scoop up a bite for yourself, and I'll check in your mouth before you swallow on this one. Okay, and then I'll feel. Okay, perfect. So how did the strawberries go for you?
Yeah, it was good.
Good. I know you like strawberries, so
Yeah.
that's good. Okay, so now our last one, we have a turkey sandwich. So for this one, this is our last solid, and it requires the most chewing out of all of them, so you might have to do a little bit more chewing before I look in your mouth there. And I'll be controlling your bite size at the beginning, so I'll just be breaking off a little piece and giving it to you, and then at the end you'll start taking off your own bite. But otherwise it's the same procedure. So we'll just start out with a small bite here and work our way into bigger bites. There we go. Okay, so we'll just do the same procedure. So you'll chew it up, and then I will look in your mouth. Okay, and then you can go ahead and swallow. Alright, so how did that one go? I know those are...
Good.
It's the trickiest one, but it went okay?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to look in your mouth before we start this next one to make sure that there's no residue or anything like that. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take a little bit of a bigger bite. And then I'll just have you do the same thing. Alright, and then I'll feel the swallow on this time. Alright. How did you feel like everything went with that one?
Good.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. And I see you kind of doing with this one like the kind of 2 swallows,
Yeah.
what we call a double swallow. Does that kind of happen often?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with these harder ones.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll make a note of that too. Alright, so for this one you can take a bite of your own and chew it up, just like last time. How do you feel like that went?
Good.
Good?
Yep.
No issues?
No.
Don't feel like it's getting stuck anywhere, anything
No.
like that? Okay. Now I'll take one last look. Make sure there's no residue. Okay. Alright, so that is the last one that we have. So do you have any questions before we end off?
Should be good.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.